I'd been hitchhiking through New Zealand for a few weeks when I met him, the man with the wide-brimmed hat and the truck that smelled like wet dirt. My name's Alan, 32, backpacker, no fixed address. I've been doing the whole soul search thing after a bad breakup and a career collapse, just wandering the South Island. I had no plan, just a cheap pair of boots, a worn pack, and a head full of static. I was trying to get to Tarangi. Everyone said it was beautiful in a haunted, middle-of-nowhere kind of way. I liked the idea of that. So I stood on the side of a narrow rural road, outside type, thumb out, wind in my face. No cell service, of course. That's when the truck pulled over. It was an old Ford, probably from the 70s, sun-faded green with dents like it had been in a fight with the forest. The man inside wore a dark wool coat, a hat too large for his head, and a smile that felt about 5 seconds too long. "You headed north?" I asked. He nodded. "I'll take you as far as the edge of the Kaimana was. After that, road gets strange." "Strange how?" He just laughed. "A dry, rasping thing. You'll see." I should have trusted my gut and passed. But I was tired, hungry, and broke. So I climbed in. We drove in silence for a while, gravel crunching under the tires. The further we went, the quieter everything got. I don't mean no traffic, kind of quiet. I mean no birds, no bugs, no wind. Just an empty hush, like the world was holding its breath. I tried to make conversation. He didn't answer, just kept tapping the steering wheel like a metronome, staring straight ahead. "You from around here?" I tried. He chuckled again, this time without opening his mouth. "No one's really from here," he said finally. "They just end up here." Red flag number 50. But I stayed. What was I going to do? Roll out at 60 kilometers per hour into the bush? Then I noticed something weird. We hadn't passed another car for over an hour. The road kept winding deeper into trees, so dense they looked sculpted. The light was starting to shift, not getting darker, but somehow more gray, like dust without a sun. I checked my phone. Still no service. Battery at 3%. The man suddenly stopped humming and spoke again, almost to himself. "You know what a waka wairoa is?" I shook my head. "Spirit canoe. Maori legend. They say when a soul is lost, it finds its way to the river that runs underground. That's the journey to the afterworld. But if the soul don't belong, if it's tethered, it drifts, wanders." "That sounds cheery," I said, trying to smile. He looked over at me for the first time. His eyes were dark, too dark, like his pupils were swallowing the irises. "Some spirits don't want to go. Some don't know how." We crested a hill, and the road seemed to dissolve into fog. I leaned forward, trying to see through it, and then I noticed the signs. They weren't normal road signs. They were crude, hand-carved wood, nailed into trees. "Turn back. Not for the living. The hungry walk here. What the hell is this?" I asked, panic rising. The man didn't answer. He just pulled the truck over beside a tree that looked half dead, its bark black and weeping sap. "We're here." "Where?" He pointed into the bush. "Path takes you the rest of the way." I stared into the trees. There was a path, kind of, just barely visible. Muddy, narrow, choked with roots. "I think I'll stay in the truck, man." He shook his head slowly. "No, you won't." I turned to open the door and realized it wouldn't open, neither would the window. My heart kicked into overdrive. "You died on this road, Alan," he said softly. I froze. "What?" He nodded toward my chest. I looked down and saw blood, dry, caked into my shirt, more on my jeans. My hands shook as I touched my side. I hadn't even felt it until that moment. "You were picked up 2 days ago by a driver on meth. Swerved off the road. Never found your body. The forest kept it." I started shaking. No, I'm alive. I'm right here." "Exactly," he said. "You're here. And this place, it doesn't let go." He opened his door and stepped out. For a moment, the light caught his face, and I saw it wasn't a face at all, more like the impression of one. Hollow eyes, a stretched grin, like tree bark molded into a man. I screamed. He didn't flinch. The dead need to walk until they remember what they are, he said. This road is your Waka Wairua now. Walk it. The door unlocked by itself. Something pulled me, physically pulled, from the truck, my legs moving without my control. I screamed, begged, clawed at the door, but my feet kept stepping, one after another, into the trees. The fog closing behind me like a mouth shutting. I don't know how long I've been walking. Time doesn't work here. But if you're ever in New Zealand and someone in a green truck offers you a ride near Taihape, don't get in. He's still driving that road, looking for the next lost soul.